to wake her up to see that she's very comfortable here. Oh, that room is nice and airy. It's very pleasant.
Oh, thank you. Won't you sit down?
Oh, thank you.
Down in the Child Welfare Bureau gives us an A for nice, airy room.
Look, I know that this seems like an invasion of privacy, but the court has to know what's happening with Jill and the baby.
Oh, well, we understand, Mrs. Thomas.
Mr. Winter, why did you have someone come to stay in your home?
Well, that was my idea. Jill was trying so hard to make a fresh start, and I thought her living here would be of some help. She saves on room and board, and very rarely does she need a babysitter.
That's very generous of you.
Not at all. We have plenty of room.
And it wasn't an inconvenience in any way? How long have you and Mr. Winter been married?
7 years.
7 years.
And you have no children of your own. Is there any special reason?
I'm just waiting.
Why is that?
Well, my calling has kept us pretty involved with a lot of people. And we both felt that we wanted to be sure we'd have the time to spend with our children when they came along. Now, I don't know if you know about my previous assignments, but...
Yes, I do. I'm kind of a public private eye. Do you think you'll be staying with this congregation for a while now?
I'm sure of it.
Does that mean there may be children coming along soon?
I hope so.
I realize these questions are quite personal, but they have to be. I hope you don't mind.
No, of course not.
Well, then I'd like to ask you, Mrs. Winter, how do you feel about this baby? I understand that you look after the baby sometime when Jill's busy or when she goes out.
Well, yes, I do. I look upon the child as someone who needs to start a new life the same as her mother.
Nothing more, no special feelings. You might think of her as a surrogate for a daughter of your own.
No, of course not.
Well, what would you say if I were to suggest that Jill take the baby and look for another place to live?
Well, I guess I'd have to go along with the way you felt.
How about you, Jill? How'd you feel?
I just want to be with Kelly.
Jill, how do you feel about Mr. and Mrs. Winter?
Well, I think they're wonderful.
How do you think of them?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, how do you see them in terms of your life? I mean, is Mrs. Winter like a sister or an aunt or your mother?
No, she's just a friend.
What about Mr. Winter? Is he a very special person to you?
No, well, I don't know if it weren't for him and Mrs. Winter, well, I don't know where I'd be.
Would you say you think of him as your father?
No.
Is he the kind of man you'd like to see as the father for Kelly?
No. He's just, well, I've never thought about it.
It's all right, dear. Mr. Winter, I hope you understand why I have to ask that question.
Of course.
I realize that you're a clergyman, but nevertheless you are a man. And
Jill's an attractive woman.
yes,
I guess you must see a lot of this.
occasionally.
Well, I've nothing to worry about. How about you, Jill?
No. I never thought about it.
Well, I don't know whether that means I just passed or flunked the test. But how about Jill? How do you think she's doing?
Well, frankly, I'm delighted. There's certainly no problem about neglect. And this situation is a big step up from a room in a boarding house on the wharf.
Does that mean I'll keep Kelly?
Well, let's say it looks promising. There is one more thing I'd like to ask about, Mr. Winter, and that is the congregation. How do they accept your having an unwed mother in your home?
I haven't asked them. But we have a full house every Sunday, so I imagine some of the message is getting through.
How long will it be before I find out for sure?
Well, I'd like to see this situation continue for a while if it's all right with the Winters.
Cool.
But I couldn't recommend it as a long-range plan because there are certain attachments that would develop which might not be conducive to the kind of independence that Jill needs to have. But I'd like to discuss that at a later date.
How long?
Well, say 5 or 6 months. And then we'd have something specific to take to the court. In the meantime, you and I could start to work out a more definite plan to present then.
Mrs. Thomas, I want you to know one thing. I love Kelly.
Well, that's the most important thing you could have said. I guess that's about everything. Thank you both very much for your time. For the tea?
You're welcome.
You know, I spent most of my professional life in other people's homes. Well, if you want an opinion, I'd say this home is ideal. Just ideal. Thanks again.
Goodbye, Mrs. Thomas.
Goodbye, Jill.
Quite an investigation.
I better check Kelly's room.
Well, baby, we're ideal.
That thing really hauled. How's it feel?
It's still a bit stiff. I think it'll free up once it's driven.
Sounds kind of righteous, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's running a bit rich. The rings and valves haven't seated yet. Once they do, boy, it'll be smooth. You want to try it?
No, no thanks. You're the test pilot.
Okay, here we go.
Traction in the tread?
No, it's not the traction, it's me. I guess this is just too much bite, that's all.
Well, let's take it a little easier going home, okay?
But we have to know what they'll do, don't we?
Yeah, we don't have to crash and burn to find out.
But next you'll have me wearing a helmet.
Well, let's just take it easy going home.
Yes, Mother.
The continuing story of Peyton Place.
Look, Reverend, I didn't want to come here. I didn't want to make the sandwich. I didn't want to get within 10 miles of your desk. I just wanted to stay in my room.
Why didn't you?
If you just sat down and talked things over, you do want to get together again, don't you?
Honey, you're just going to have to accept the fact that your mother and I don't love each other anymore. We're going to have to close the book on that part of our